Hello and good evening. My name is Mr. Scary Muffin,
And I'm Panksers.
and we are professional casters of the TF2 variety.
I thought we were StarCraft. What are you talking about?
We were totally talking about StarCraft before this. Anyways, we are pro because we're on the Pro Turbine.
It is very true. It is the not the reintroduction. I missed a match, but anyway, it is the banana.
Pro Turbine featuring the banana, and we are watching esports pros taking on the birds, who may or may not be pros. It could be pro birds. Are you pro bird or are you anti bird?
I gotta say it, man. I'm gonna be pro bird here, as in I am pro for the bird song, because that's not an actual prediction.
All right, so you are only half-heartedly rooting for birds in that case. We know already that Elijah, aka AIDS, he's now known as Elijah, is betting one reclaim on esports. If anybody wants to take him, that'll be great. Who are we looking at? Sandwich Air Heels. I can pull up actually the roster that Forval sent me, and I can let you know. Give me a second here.
Dim rosters. So I guess we're going to start going down the rosters. Of course, we have to start with the famous, everyone loves them, it's the Medics. And it looks like right now, over on Blue Team, whose name escapes me at this moment, it is Luna of Troy. We all know and love her, and come on, you know you love Luna. Over on the opposite side of things,
somebody who loves her.
Not me, but anyway, you get the point. Over on the red side of things, it is Doves Are Not Squared, aka Pi Are Not Squared, even though his avatar is totally pi squared, which makes no sense, unless the circumference is pi, in which case that makes more sense, but less sense, and yet it mathematically makes inversion. If any of that just made sense, I request that you go see a psychiatrist immediately, because you may be clinically insane.
Alright, continuing on, we have Die for Demo on Bird's side. We have, I think that's Sassafras as Sniper, Flightless Lobster as Soldier, DQP is going to be Engineer, Organ Collector Keith is probably going to be playing Spy. We've got Agent E on Pyro, already said Pi is Medic, and it looks like that's Levy Derp on Scout, and P is going to be playing Heavy, I'm guessing.
Well, we can't assume any of this is the final product as of yet.
I got rosters.
Someone just crashed. Oh, well, if you have rosters...
I got rosters that proves otherwise.
That's what you think. So over on the blue side, things right now looks like it's going to be Molo playing as Soldier, Frogloid as Spy. Not too big a surprise there. I know Frogloid is a damn good spy. NP, I believe that is Nuclear Russian? I do not exactly know. Who is NP?
Who is NP? I should probably... I have on my friends list. Oh,
it's Ro. It's Ro.
Ro.
Couldn't recognize the avatar. So of course Ro there. Frogloid, Nut Butter, gonna be playing a Sniper apparently. Nut Column, more correctly.
Nut Column is probably... Oh, I was gonna say Nut Column's gonna be Heavy, but that's Soul's job, so never mind.
Yeah, Soul Rebel stole that job from him before the draft even begun.
Yeah.
Soul Rebel, I swear his avatar looks like a volleyball. That's really what it makes me think of.
It does, it does.
Mighty Morphin Flower Ranger, or the Mighty Morphin Flower Power as far as I'm concerned, on Scout as it currently is. Fuzz Grunge, or Fuzz Grunge on Demo. And Inji Chan, of course, and on Engineer, because everyone knows Inji loves her Engineer.
So we're missing one more for Birds, and that is probably going to be... What are we missing? Spy. No, we have Spy. That's Organ Collector.
There's two soldiers.
Yeah. Well, Organ Collector is going to be Spy. We're missing a Heavy, which is going to be Cookie, and that's it, right? Yeah. We just missing.
And well, it's been with TF2 lately. Apparently, I can't go 10 minutes without crashing.
Of course. All right. So. It's going to be interesting. I mean, like I mentioned, Nut Column going Sniper for Esports Pro. I know as a team, Esports Pro has a hard time filling in that Sniper slot. Not everybody, some people are not going to be super comfortable playing it, but they do need to pick somebody to go there. Birds, of course, also has a little bit of issue filling in a couple of their slots, namely Medic and Engineer. So it's two teams with a little bit of trouble filling in certain roles on the team. And it looks like we're going to get Pi today as Medic, and Pi does have a pretty good experience, especially with his brother Delirious Cookie as Heavy guarding him in pocket, so that might actually be what Birds need for this.
He is a very delirious cookie, I gotta
say. It seems like everybody's putting money on esports. Is anybody willing to put money on Birds?
I don't know. I think we can get someone who wants to put money on birds, but we have to bribe them. They have to sing the bird, bird, bird song.
Mushroom, mushroom, mushroom.
Well, you're thinking of Maiko.
I'm thinking of what's it called? What is it? A badger? Badgers. I'm thinking badger, badger, badger.
I make no
Elijah
comments.
wagered 1 reclaim for esports, though. It seems like everybody is betting on them esports.
Esports, after all, that is what we are here for, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Question is anyone going to be wagering against them
Yeah,
in favor of the
it
poor,
seems
poor
like
birds?
Birds is the underdogs here. I mean, to me, in my mind, both teams are fairly even on this map. And on paper, right, I mentioned this on my Twitter previously. Do sign up for Twitter. That Rose team, esports, is on paper not the strongest team in the league. Okay, looks like Linares has got to be resetting, and they are restarting the config, so we're going to get going pretty soon here.
Hopefully, as it is currently 15 minutes after, and of course, 15 more minutes and the world is going to end. No, of course not. But anyway. I believe we missed some text over there in the chat box as AIDS was pointing out, who has been renamed to a name that I no longer remember. It is Elijah. I always need to remember that,
You can call him Frodo, if that helps you.
Frodo and Elijah.
Yeah, we can call him Frodo Blue Eyes, or, you know, Blue Eyes Mickey. Lots of different names you can call him now.
I believe Elijah referenced as Fritz taking the bet and voting for the birds here. I think, Fritz, correct me if that's wrong. You have 2 chat sources. I believe in your ability to type.
Alright, Fritz and Jethro has put down some stuff. This is going to be exciting. There's actually some action going on this time around.
And there's bets. Everybody loves bets.
Although, you know, if you do have a problem, you know your limit, stay within it.
If you are a pathological gambler, please exit this room now.
Please, esports is not the place for you. You should probably be at a horse race or something, because...
Or you can go watch StarCraft. I hear they've got lots of bets.
Although, Super Bowl is coming up. Who is it? 49ers versus Pats, right? What's the action going down on that one?
I mean, unfortunately, I haven't been paying attention to football. I mean, the past few weeks I haven't. That's because Seahawks!
Oh, it's 49ers versus Ravens. Okay. The 49ers have a chance, apparently, to be, like, the most winningest team. I don't know. The action is... so apparently, somebody is not a San Fran fan. My cousin...
The Seahawks did a good job of that.
I got fans. I got family down in San Fran, so I know they're probably going to be rooting for the 49ers.
I have family in Seattle, so pathologically I have to vote for the Seahawks because we don't actually have an Alaskan football team.
The Seahawks are not even in the Super Bowl, dude. It's the last
Get out of here! I had to vote for them, damn it! Get out of here!
Alright, 6v6 CTF. No, Force, that's just the config that starts when they go in. They manually do it again. Switch it when they get in.
Patience, young Padawan.
Yeah.
Or not.
Alright, before I forget, I'm just going to switch over to our main camera. And they were talking about the other day how because we keep missing all the pics, we should have like 4 cameras going on at the same time, and then 2 of them will just follow the medics and just kind of stare at their back or something like that, so somebody comes up behind them and stabs them or shoots them.
Well, this is one of those situations where I would set up binds to that just on my numpad, 1 for each medic. But the thing is, generally, I don't know who the medics are going to be until 3 minutes or 0 minutes before the match starts.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's rather
the other problem with that
hard.
is that, you know, once you missed it, you already missed it. It's too late.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. And there goes Elijah with that there.
And my beautiful new hood. My beautiful new heads-up display now showing.
Alright, so players are joining. Forvalve is apparently sitting this one out because...
Because he's Forval!
No, well, recently, league-wise, we have sent out a little reminder to the captains that every member of their team needs to play at least 3 games before the end of the regular season. And we're already, for some of them, almost halfway through the season for them, because there's 8. Every team plays 8 games over the 10 weeks with 2 buys. And it's not a lame rule. I mean, this is a casual league, and part of the purpose of this league is to have members play games. No, subs are subs. I agree. Subs are subs, but we're talking about members of the actual team, because teams have more than 9 people on them. And a lot of these ones are not your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round picks. But everybody has different levels of experience, and it's great if we can get everybody to have some experience. I scrub them bubbles. No, the point of the league here is to give some people an opportunity to learn and play a little bit. If you guys want to do, you know, the hardcore serious stuff, then there is, of course, always UGC. Yeah.
UGC. I think everybody loves UGC. And if you don't, you're crazy.
Okay.
Shh, that didn't just move.
So we are, what are we missing now for the team?
We are missing everyone, obviously.
No, we are missing DQP for engineer, or somebody else as engineer. And,
yeah, that time is
it.
ticking down. 10 minutes remaining until 7:30, or in this case 8:30 if you're actually in the right time zone, unlike me.
So the betting is, there is action on both sides, so feel free to pick a person. I think Quality AIDS, I don't know if Forex made a bet, but a bunch of people has put down on esports, and we got Jeff Rowe and Fritz on the Bird side. So yeah.
So of course here we go. It's going to be, looks like the readies up are starting to go down. So let's actually talk a little bit of discussion strategy here, because you know what, there are multiple strategies that teams can employ on this map. Of course they can play it more passively and move more towards their, well, intel for that matter. But they can always just go straight out that front door and see what's happening. I mean, what do you think the Birds in this case are going to take, since they have a more disorganized
both teams? I think both teams are going to be posting up by the ledge. Discussion from last time was that the easiest way to approach the intel was through the banana or through, you know, the zigzag as they call it. As opposed to going through the vents or going through the spawn route. So we're going to see a lot of teams, when they're on defense, posting up on the ledge just before the banana, and a lot of times what we're going to see is caps going on when another team is pushing forward through the mid area and going through the banana. And I'm going to suspect a lot of scout and spy cooperation in order to grab a couple of intels, and a couple of straightforward pushes right through the area, just depending on how charged people are. I would like to see some Kritzkrieg. We saw both teams eventually go with Kritzkrieg on Tuesday as well. But if they're going Kritzkrieg, I want to see the engineers move that sentry up forward so that it basically requires an Uber to take out.
Of course, if the other team is running Uber, that could end badly if you are not able to use that Kritz to prevent that Uber.
Spies is Frogoid for esports side, and probably going to be Organ Collector Keith for Bird side. He's right now as Soldier.
Organ Collector Keith. So I don't know. I like the banana. I like how it's an addition to this map, and it really does alleviate the turtling problem. However, does it create almost too much mobility, because it is kind of a direct line into the intel room.
I can tell you that engineers are going to have a very, very boring match. They're going to be either building up their stuff, or they're going to be sitting doing nothing for a really long time and then losing their stuff. Very rarely will they get a chance to use their sentries too much. You know, it really depends on where they build it. Both engineers set up the sentries just at the bottom of the stairs to the intel from spawn on Tuesday, and I'm not 100% behind that. They tried a little bit of Wrangler play. Wrangler wasn't really working out for them. I know that Volk eventually moved his sentry up to the vents, and so that it watched the intel as well, but that didn't work out as well as well. I'm kind of interested to see if maybe they'll leave maybe a soldier and a pyro behind for defense, or just even just a soldier for defense, and have the engineer move forward with the mini sentry, or even try to set up something freaking huge right in the middle, especially if medics go with Kritzkrieg.
Of course, I mean, that middle area is definitely the turning point here. I believe in our previous season we ascertained that middle is basically God on this map. You hold the middle and you have the advantage of being able to push, defend at your leisure, and if you are getting pushed off mid, you can just fall back and be like, well, you know what? We have our entire base to fall back into. Well,
that's actually what Vertical Line was doing in Tuesday's match, and a lot of times they were getting flanked. Surprisingly, they were getting caught. Scouts and spies were moving past them to grab the intel, bring it around to the midpoint, and then the team as a whole would push in to retrieve that intel. And it constantly made it so that Vertical Lines had to split up and get creamed by a bigger force pushing into them. If something like if a team is posting up in the middle area, I would highly recommend to them to kind of communicate and move more as a bigger pack. But that really depends.
Well, of course, the thing is, communication is the key to all of this, but if you start moving as a larger group, you open up more opportunities for people to flank you and just get around.
Alright, so Forgold has let us know that they'll be starting in 1 minute, which means they've already restarted the match. So
we'll just keep talking over them.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of room for strategies in this map, but I think in the end it depends on how good the pushes are. And how well they deal with some sneaky, tricky business. A lot of times, whenever somebody grabs that intel, it's going to put the team outside their comfort zone, and how they respond to it's going to make a big difference.
Definitely. I mean, it really does come down to the pushes. If one team can go head-to-head with the rest of the other team and just do perfectly fine about it and can push right through them, well, you've pretty much won right there anyway, but the other team is then going to have to employ those sneaky, shady tactics, and hence why, if they're holding mid and pushing into your base, why flanking and just getting behind them, distracting them, getting them to split up is definitely your advantage here, because it gives you just that next level of gaming opportunity.
Yeah. This opening here, the opening scrimmage in the middle, it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be conducive as to who is going to be doing better. It's going to be how the team recovers and take advantage of this initial push through the area. Because that first cap is basically free if you get the kills, because the engineer hasn't set up yet, and it's going to be all about the spawn camping, because you can score 2-3 extra points with some spawn campage. Alright, here we go. I'm watching Fuzz Grunge, and it looks like they are going to be pushing out with Kritzkrieg.
It's going to be Uber over for blue team, as it looks like they're running Uber charge on Luna of Troy. Immediately the demos, of course, flying through the air. Sticky's doing a nice job of landing right on Luna, who will back up into that quarter. Ooh, deep in the red, though. She's going to have to get out of there.
Soul Rebel is down. Fuzz Grunge found a spy. He's going to go down as well, though. Frogwood's already at the intel, and the engineer has set up a level 1. I don't think he's going to be... Well, let's see what he's going to do here.
Well, he might have pretty bad luck here, because his team is down 4 players, 1 just respawning. Luna is still alive, though, so they aren't in a terrible position. It actually looks like the birds may have simply gone all the way around them, grabbed the intel, and now they're on their way back.
Yeah, Scout has grabbed the intel. And is he going to make it all the way back, though? We got Nutcolumn watching over the area.
So far, he's not in a bad position. He has gotten by, and he's now on his way to the Z, and there we go.
Guarding it. Oh, misses with the backstab in the air as the Scout just jumped right over his head. Oh, does get the shot in the back of the head, though. And Froggo's going to go team up with the Scout. This is exactly what I was talking about before. A little bit of teamwork with the Scout.
And now blue team.
Engineer does grab the cap, but they're going to get cap back again. This is what I'm talking about. And they're going to use the Uber here to try to get a little bit spawn campage going on. Pyro, Soldier, Demo going to be watching this area. Frogwood is there backing up as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing that happened there, where red team pushed all the way out, lost the majority of their forces, and then blue team said, you know what, we're just going to go right for it since you just lost your forces.
Headshot on Mighty Morphin makes him drops it on the boxcar, which is actually really hard to retrieve, so it's a pretty good snipe there. Will the Pyro be able to go get it? He's being pressured by the spy right now. There you go, Mighty Morphin comes right back, grabs it, and gets out of there. But in the meanwhile, who's the scout there? Levy Derp, he's going to be grabbing another cap, so they're going to be up 2-1 after this. Luna gets sniped by
Soldier for red team already on it, actually. Flightless Lobster on his way back with the intel already. Running into quite a bit of resistance, though.
Yeah, he faced the capping scout as well. They try to get another one with the spy. And it looks like they're going to continue pressuring here. I think what blue team really needs to do is focus completely on defense for a quick second. Luna's coming down. There's nobody to heal. Luna, go back.
And now Medic caught in a very bad position. Almost a full team wipe there. 8 or 7 players
Sentry
dead.
being set up in the vents, so that's going to put some snip-snaps down on people. I don't think they've noticed it yet. Soldier once again grabs it. He's going to be dropping it for Levy Derp, no doubt.
This is just a weird situation where the Birds are being so offensive that they're just holding esports in their intel room, and so far esports are just getting overpowered here.
Alright, there you go. This is what they needed to do. They've got a whole bunch of people here on defense. They need to kill all these guys, get them out of their house, get off their lawn, and then set up that level 3 sentry, and that will keep the pressure off. Yeah, because basically they just got stuck on a bad spot there. And like I said before, it's all about those spawn cams. Big stab there by Organ Collector Keith. He's gonna cloak back up and be completely safe.
I mean, unfortunately though, the whole situation here is where the Birds have just made a ton of scores off of basically just holding them in their spawn room.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. It's not necessarily the mid fight. It's about how well you can camp that spawn, camp the intel room. And basically esports did what they had to do. They lost a couple points, but that's exactly what kind of thing that would happen. They just needed to clear people out. Here comes the Crits Creek though. It's going to take out a lot of people, including the Demo, the Pyro, and the Medic.
6 out of 9 players are dead for blue team. So
Big
far,
push. So much for that sentry, but you know what? They're camping again. They need to do this again. They need to go all defense, clear the lawn, and build up that level 3, and probably pick a different place for that sentry, somewhere that forces them to need an Uber, because right now they're running Crits Creek, which means if you put it on that long area, they'll have to walk through the sentry before they can get good crits going on.
yeah, I get this feeling that esports is trying to go for a flank maneuver here and actually just trying to get around them, but unfortunately it's not working in this situation because the Birds have just sat their asses down in their intel room and said, no, we are not moving.
Well, the Demo and Medic is over here, and they got Crits Creek, so that's going to be the end of that. Probably wouldn't have wanted that. In the meantime, though, did they just grab the intel again? Oh no, they're guarding the intel right now. They're guarding the intel in the opponent's intel room. While the red team is spawn camping, Organ Collector Keith, the spy, is going to come around to grab it.
So this is one of those weird situations.
Distracting.
Another weird situation here where both teams are holding each other's intel rooms and actually not bothering with their own intel rooms.
Yeah, but the Birds have managed to cap it, and they're going to get another cap going on. Right now, Soldier's going to drop it off, or sorry, Demo's going to drop it off for the Scout, and they really need to get the people out of here. Here comes the Heavy. They should probably wait till they got a little bit of an Uber. Alright, well they got good separation, but the Heavy's down. Luna, run away! She gets away.
With pretty far in the red, and unfortunately...
Well, if she goes back to spawn, yeah, she's going to get healed up.
Yep.
But they can't just single-filely move in here. They do need to take out a lot of people. They know the Medic is down, though, so they're going to be putting the pressure on. Takes out the Heavy, takes out the Soldier, and the Pyro is gone. Alright, so now they've cleared out this place. I want to see that sentry put freaking, like, right where my camera is looking right now, or on top of the ledge somewhere.
If only we knew where your camera was looking.
I would say somewhere on top of the ledge, somewhere that will force them to have an Uber. Where they have it right now is not going to do it because they can still edge it and corner it.
Well, any sentry can really be edged and cornered. It's all about the team support here. But the problem with this sentry, other than the fact the engineer just got stabbed and is now dying, is really that this map doesn't promote you to help your engineer. It promotes you to try and push out and capture the enemy intel, but that doesn't really help with your own sentry. Other than the fact that it just died. Yeah, the Birds, if they were to move in right now, would be bad.
Well, Frogoid's got a good view of the area. Oh, misses the stab and oh, sorry. I thought Frogoid was Organ Collector for a second there.
Yeah, definitely.
Blue spy misses a stab on the blue medic. What a whiff. Fix your game,
failure.
Valve. Oh, Sass wants to kill on Luna, but can't get that door open. Wants the Pyro to come back to open the door for him. The Pyro's like, no, I'm not crazy. Sticky's there. And it looks like he's going to be pushing through. Crits Krieg. Gets a kill on
and an
Pi.
Uber. Uber gets popped for the esports in the meantime. They're going to be pushing out here. I believe this is actually the second Uber of this entire match.
Oh, Sass with them shots. Who will he snipe next? I don't think anybody called him out.
Well,
there you go. He just jumped down on his own accord. But they did manage to get the intel pretty good, pretty forward.
Well, when you're 5 caps behind, you're going to need to get in there and just basically wreck the enemy team to the point that you're making cap after cap, especially at this situation.
Buzz is going to go for it, and he's going to kill himself there, but he does reset the clock, and Frogo is going to drop down and grab that. Here comes the medic heavy combo. They're going to face a bit of a resistance here, but I think they're going to take the opportunity of, while they're capping, to try to make some leeway into the intel room. If the entire team is there, though, that may not be a good idea.
Problem here is that the esports have just lost their heavy medic combo. Their soldier is down. If Birds were to move in right now, this would be pretty painful for them. That level 3 sentry is up. They need to keep it up, which is totally not a sexual joke.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not pushing in here. I think they're just waiting for a Crits Krieg. They're about 10% away, but that's going to give some time for the medic heavy combo to get respawn and push in. They don't need an Uber to go through this, but I guess they just want to clear the room. So here they come. Or not.
Or maybe.
They'll sit back. I don't know where the sniper is. I would like to see... Oh, Nut Column just went down. I would like to see Nut Column actually to be watching that banana so that as soon as they pop open that garage door, they'll get sniped in the face. That's one of the things I want to see. Just because everybody's approaching here, and it provides another spy checker for NG-chan so that she's not doing everything.
Well, I mean, the Birds, or the esports, aren't exactly doing too bad right now. They are holding on to their intel room, but the problem with this situation is they need the Birds to push in for this to go right for them, and so far the Birds are not doing that. If the Birds do not push in, they stay camped in this little intel room, they're never going to push out, and they're never going to capture anything.
Well, no, like I said, all you need to do is have your combo on the ledge and rely on your scout spy combo to try and get some caps, because the entire team on the other side is stuck, you know, in the banana, and if you can get things through the middle area, they have to back up, allowing you to push through just a little bit to grab that cap. Well, they're going to overextend here a little bit, and a lot of them is going to go down.
Again.
Yeah, and now they're going to push through. I wonder if they're going to try to edge out that sentry, and this is where, if that sentry was in a spot where it sees people, that
Demo already sees it.
Yeah, see, the demo can just edge around it, and there's nothing you can do. I would want to see that sentry in a spot that can see things.
Well, the intel room is kind of a tricky place where there aren't exactly a whole lot of good sentry positions, and beyond that, I mean, Demo Man can edge anything anywhere. It's just the power of the Demo Man.
Frogo does get a stab. Or 2.
Or 3 or 4 or 5.
So
F2P is out of there. He's already in the red Z, so now we're going to be seeing the capture coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah. Luna's still staying on the Uber here, and how much time do we have? We've got 10 more minutes left. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it to halftime.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad.
It's going to be rough. Sassafras with the Chris Quaid no scopes, the Pyro row down. Nut Column is sticking on... He's sticking on the P gun with the P bottle.
Those who put their bets on the Birds right now must be feeling pretty secure, and those who put them on the esports team, well, I don't know. They're going to be starting to wish they hadn't.
Alright, well, Luna is 10% away from Uber now, and it looks like they're going to want to push through somewhere. I do hear a heavy, I thought, somewhere.
Nom, nom, nom.
There's a demo in the vents, and he just got blown up. He got blown up in that direction. Sassafras playing around with Mighty Morphin.
And actually, now the Uber goes into the red intel room to kill a single sentry when you were a Demo Man. How does that make sense?
Alright, here comes the scout. He's going to grab that. He's going to run out of there. And I'm hoping, yes, they do. They do stay in. Now they have an opportunity to take a couple of points off of this.
I feel like what they should have done, though, is they should have held on to that Uber with a Demo and Medic combo. The Demo could have easily dealt with the Sentry. I mean, it was just a lone Sentry.
I agree. I think they should have popped if there was people there to meet them, and there wasn't anybody there to meet them. It's just a Sentry, and they could have edged that pretty easily.
Wrangled Sentry should not be a threat to a Demo man. Kill Engineer, and you win.
Sassafras once again sniping the Scoot and preventing that cap. Looks like Soul Rebel wants to go and get it. But he's getting harassed by the Demo, and he's going to go down. Dai gets that kill, and Mighty Morphin is back to finish off what he started. Whoops, never mind, he's bonked. And he gets sniped. Oh, Sassafras, big snipes.
An unfortunate way to die. And now it looks like Esports does have the intel. Their Demo man going to be picking it up.
Yeah, but they lost a lot of tempo there because they could have gotten 2 points at least. Given that time, they could have capped it, came back, grabbed another cap while they were spawn camping. But their spawn campers have been pushed out, and they have to redo that big push again. Unfortunately.
Well, thankfully things are looking a little bit more promising for Esports here. They have proven that they are capable of pushing out of their intel room and not getting horribly massacred by birds constantly.
Well, birds are going to make a coordinated push here. They're going to go through the zigzag, it seems. Medic is there. They've got the Kritzkrieg. What will they do with it?
Die? Luna only at 55%.
Kritzkrieg go in. Ooh, first sticky dodge. Second sticky dodge. Third sticky dodge. Oh, fourth one finally picks off the Medic. And Wrangle Sentry, though, this is going to keep them off for a bit. But the Spy comes around, gets a stab on Enji Chan, and also saps the Sentry. That sucks. Esports
are down quite a few players, as are the Birds, actually. The Birds are down to one player. Yep. DQP is the only one alive.
Full team wipe, pretty much.
Yeah, we're not going to count DQP as an actual living player.
Well, no, he's not an offensive person. He's staying on D. And he's probably going to be a little bit nervous now. They're expecting people to come up pretty much any time now. Here comes the Spy, and the Scout is also there. Got sniped. Wow, Sass with those quick scopes.
Very nicely done indeed. We're probably going to see the Birds focusing plenty of their forces onto their intel room here.
Alright, they got the Medic kill, so Pie's down, no Kritzkrieg for a while. They're going to be pushing up through. Oh, Organ Collector Keith gets a kill on the Demo. Luna stays alive. Good team up with the Heavy. Yeah. Alright,
looks like Esports intel was picked up and dropped almost immediately. Birds down a lot of players, though, so we need to see Esports get in here.
Here comes the bonk. Gonna distract that. Luna is still quite far away from getting that Uber. Frogway unfortunately fails stab and gets wrenched for his troubles.
And unfortunately, the Heavy Medic pair decided, oh, I don't feel like pushing in right now. We're going to wait for the Uber.
Oh yeah, that's probably the smart thing. They're keeping their eye on their back as well, because anything can come out at that time.
Especially
Medic's
now
got
that
the charge.
The Birds do know they're there.
They're going to be hovering in the air with by that Sentry, unfortunately. The Soldier's going to look to peek in. Alright, here comes the Scout again to distract the Sentry, and here the Uber. Yes, very nice coordination here. I like it. Going to go for the kills instead. I like that too. That's fine.
Now the Sentry will go down, and there's the Scout grabbing the intel.
Buffminer is popped, and that's going to take out some kills. No campage going on here.
Mighty Morphin is just out of there. Spy goes after the kill here, and he does actually get the kill. Actually, F2P is going to be there to assist. Free-to-play just getting kill after kill now, actually, as that intel is just being denied.
You know what? That is one thing that Birds are doing phenomenally well, is that denial after that cap. That mid-through area, you know, Levy Derp's there to pick. Sassafras is there with the snipes as well, just preventing anybody. It's like a no-man's zone. And here comes Soldier trying to grab it. Mighty Morphin's going to grab it again, but in the meantime, Levy Derp is going to be grabbing the intel and is going to be one away from winning.
Dun 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 dun! 3, 2, 8. Both intels being actually 4 to 8 now. Excuse me.
Sassafras, you could have got the Medic, and he does get the Medic. Ouch! That really sucks.
Both of those intels captured within 1 second of each other. Very nicely done. And now it is up to Esports. They need to pick up their game a little bit. They're still 5 points from victory, whereas the Birds are only 1. It is down to the line here.
Sassafras. And Sassafras is going to be in a really optimal spot. I want to see Nut Butter exactly be on the opposite of this. Oh, he did see the heal beam, so I don't know if he's going to be waiting for that medic pick again.
3 minutes remaining until the second half, and time is ticking down. Any major screw up here, and it will be over for esports. How can they hold this, though, as now there's a crit coming right on in. It happens to be a Demoman bonk going to be popped, it looks like. Indeed, the bonk coming in to distract
doing
the
the
sentry.
job to puff people away. That is excellent work.
Lots of DPS coming down on that sentry, though.
Yeah,
will it stay up?
Nope.
And now the crit demo does come in. Intel is out the door. Scout has
Lateral
the
to the
intel.
Scout. Scout, does he have a clear road? No, here comes Mighty Morphin and the Soldier to stop them.
Can they stop? Yes, the Scout does go down, but the Pyro is still down. The Pyro goes down as well. It is up to this Demo man. Demo fighting as much as he can, but he's going to have to back out most likely. No, he's actually going to get taken down by Mighty Morphin. Again, it is Mighty Morphin just there when he needs to be, and it looks like esports will stop this in mid, but now they know it. They are just standing on it.
Soldier got kind of stuck there. Heavy medic combo coming out of the garage. That's not going to help. They got peed on. Definitely not going to help. And Soul Rebel gets the finishing shots on the butt of Delirious Cookie as the pee bottle came down.
Oh, but the intel does get picked up. Who has it? Scout has it once again. The Scout is through. That is going to be GG there.
Yeah, unstopped.
And there we go. Won't even get through the first half. That will be GG. 9-4.
Scores definitely show that the game is a little bit more, you know,
bird favored.
Yeah. I can't remember what was the score for Vertical Lines versus the Sandwich Mafia. It was
9-2 apparently.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely esports did do a really good job in adjusting. They just didn't have that much time. That first initial spawn camp, they really didn't respond to it a little fast enough, and it really wasn't their fault when they did have the opportunity to spawn camp the opponent that their carrier gets sniped and picked off as well. I think Levy Derp did a really excellent job to stop Mighty Morphin from being able to do anything, as well as Sassafras with clutch snipes going down at the right time. And do follow Dai on Twitter. Jody High Roller is his.
Follow him on Twitter now. Follow the casters.
Yeah, Levy Derp, what's up? Okay, so I kind of want to grab the Scouts again. Levy Derp, are you up for it?
Grab them all.
And we don't have Mighty Morphin, unfortunately, but we'll see if Levy Derp is up for it. And who else should we grab? We can grab Ro if Ro is up for it.
It was pretty perfectly timed because my TF2 just crashed.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Hello, Ro.
Oh, hello. What's up?
Surprise.
Go.
I could get you Mighty Morphin here as well.
No, it's okay. If he's shy, it's fine. Yeah, if you guys are shy, let me know.
Microphone shy. Can't be microphone shy in this world.
Alright, so Levy Derp, first question for you. How is it being a free-to-play player in a world that hates free-to-play players?
Fuck it, man. Whatever.
Language, sir!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know, I just get a lot of crap, and Turnip and Walter were just calling me free-to-play because I didn't have an unusual of my own.
I don't have an unusual. Does that make me free-to-play?
Apparently.
Oh, that sucks.
By definition of TF2.
I think it's
boy.
only me.
If anybody wants to donate to the Don't Let Muffin Be a Free-to-Play Player fund, I am... and also the Levy Derp consolation fund as well, I suppose.
Well, that's part of the Fantasy League, remember? That's one of those prizes that we're probably never going to add, but do exist for some silly reason.
Alright, and Ro, filling out your team sheet for this time around, you guys had to... You had a hard time picking somebody for Sniper. You guys ended up with Nut Column. How did that go?
Well, we don't really have a very strong sniper, and most teams have very strong snipers, so that we have to play around that. I didn't think it would be such a problem at the beginning, but we have to adapt. We've adapted our tactics towards countering snipers.
Did you guys have? Were you guys giving him instructions on where you wanted him to be, that kind of thing?
Well, not exactly to the sniper, but for example, with another classes like Scout or a Soldier, we can have them harass it. Usually, if I'm running with a combo, I'll just use a flare gun too. But I was with the NG because they were giving us such a hard time at the intel room.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and especially that opening spawn camp. It took a while for you guys to respond to what was kind of buzzing around the mic comms during that period of time.
So, what happens to us is there's a bunch of disorganization whenever that happens. So we had to get together and actually organize a push, and that took us a while.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If we had come together on our comms, we probably would have taken that right away.
Mm-hmm.
So, just out of curiosity, Ro, what was your team's opening strategy like for the very first opening gambit of the match?
So on scrims or in past scrims, when we've done well, what we've done is just take mid. We've been able to do that very well in the mid fight, and usually we can control a very good portion of the map and just run the intel. And we don't usually have to spawn camp most of the time.
And of course, as we found out, it led to this weird situation where the other team just consistently flanked you, did this, did that, something you didn't expect. And how was your team trying to respond to that?
So I don't. On their end, their combo was doing their thing on their banana, and I know that on my end, I was kind of surprised to see that many people coming in. So I think we could have used some more people watching our flank. I think what we did there is just split up our forces in two portions of the map with a middle kind of ignored.
All right, Levy Derp, I didn't get the chance to see it, but were you running Bonk for this matchup or this map?
Yeah, I think I ran it. I think I used it twice and failed both times.
Well,
Success!
Well, basically that was.
Say, it's very hard when the pirate's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was your strategy, basically, if they had put the sentry somewhere where the crit squid couldn't deal with, right?
Yeah.
That was the idea. And Rover, you guys, speaking of Kritzkrieg, I noticed that you guys stuck on Uber the entire time. Were you guys thinking about switching to Kritzkrieg at any point, or why would you stick with the Uber the whole thing?
I do believe we did switch to normal to the crits at some point of the match. At least I saw the crit stickies there taking down a mid. But I mean, we're more comfortable with Uber a lot of the time, as long as we can keep an advantage.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
But yeah.
I did see one where you guys were you countered their crits with the Uber, and that worked out okay-ish for you guys. I think in the end, you guys, when you ran out of the Uber, you got swarmed a bit. But other than that, it was pretty much a good counter Uber for that crits. Panksters, any questions?
Yeah, Ro, when you guys pushed out, you pushed out into the enemy intel at one point, and in order to get rid of that sentry, you actually popped your Uber. Did you regret that decision following that?
Yeah, not really, because we got people out of the intel room, and we were able to run the intel a couple of times.
All right.
I think it's time for the generic set of questions, if you have no more actual
I'm
questions. All right, the generic set of questions. Dr. Levidup, do you have anything you want to say to your opposing team?
I don't know. You guys played well. Your scout surprised me a few times. I was not expecting me to die so quickly.
And just furthermore for you, Levy, how did you feel I'm sorry, Ro. How did you feel your team's communications were doing? Levy Derp.
Wait, you're talking to me?
Correct. How did you feel your team was communicating? Hopefully this is not an indication.
No. I'm one of the worst communicators, mainly because I'm scout, and so they're like, take the intel, and I'm like, okay, I'm capping it now. But for the most part, that's the one thing that we really try and focus the most on, is always communicating, always making sure we know where things like the sniper or the spies are, and where the combo is, and what direction they're pushing, and making sure that we have everyone on the same page.
All right, sounds good. So, of course, over to Ro. Ro, do you have anything you want to say to your opposing team?
That was a very good game. I liked your aggression. I like the way you pushed. I don't know. I just like a good DM at times, along with the strategy of the map.
And Ro, how did you feel? How did you feel your team's communication was doing?
So we a lot better than before. We didn't used to have a structure, but I think now we have a sort of ladder of communication for our caller. For example, Fuss and Soul are acting as co-callers, and it worked out very well, and they've gotten used to it by this point. So now most people in the team are starting to sort of follow suit.
Alrighty then. So, do you have any more questions, Mr. Scary Muffin?
That's it. So next week we've got week 4.
It's
coming
gonna
up.
be CP Gravel Pit.
Woo, starting off.
Everybody loves Gravel Pit.
On Tuesday we've got esports taking on Soviet Sandwich Mafia. 8 o'clock. Be there or be square.
As usual, followed by on the 31st, it's gonna be Vertical Line facing off against Walters Wascally Wabbits, and unfortunately the Birds, you guys are gone that week.
What are you guys going to be doing with your bye week? Party? Disneyland? Scrimming.
Cough, cough, Birds.
Alright, thanks for watching. My name is Mr. Scary Muffin.
And I've been Panksers.
See you guys next week. Ciao.